What's going on, y'all? Hope you've been living right. This is stop number 8 on the Minnesota side, Lake Tetonka. And if you watched the last video, you know we are in second place for team of the year, and we really want that first place. This is our last stop, so no more points after this. It's either all or nothing. I mean, we gotta figure something out. So we're kind of coming into this tournament glass half full, glass half empty type guys. We're gonna fish the conditions. We're gonna try to figure something out and try to get some fish in the boat to come into that top 3 spot. Again, that's just the main goal in all of our tournaments, is coming in the top 3, and hopefully we place far enough ahead from the guys in first place and team of the year to where we are able to at least tie or win this tournament. Without further ado, we're going to break into this video, and I'm going to do it in a story timeline like I did with Lake Minnetonka last year. Y'all seemed to like that video, so I'm going to try it again with a little bit of me talking and then showing how the day went. So I'm going to shut up and we're going to go ahead and break into this day. Well, we are all just kind of hanging out up at the boat ramp, and people are cracking jokes, and I'm cracking jokes about hairstyles because, you know, some people are making fun of the old mohawk that I've been rocking this year.
I'm in second place.
I chopped my hair off from that last time, and it has not
And
worked since.
we're waiting for another tournament to get done fishing, or get done launching and take off. There are 2 tournaments, us and another tournament, and they are leaving just before us. We finally get set into the water and we stretch out, and we're coming up to the first spot, which is a little cove, a pocket where people have docks and stuff set in there. And it's fairly shallow, and I figured, well, it's fall and the bait will be pushed up in there, and there should be bass in there feeding. We're throwing a little bit of everything between a frog, square bills, I'm throwing a rat, and there's action everywhere. There's blow ups, there's smashes, there's bait going everywhere. Even my rat got blown up on, and it turns out they're all bowfin. They just loaded with bowfin back in here, and we fished it for a good hour and a half looking for a bass, thinking that there are bass in there, but it's just bowfin everywhere. So me and Cody gave up on this, and we were like, well, screw this, let's go fish the other lake because there's a channel that runs through. Well, on our way, we get in there and we wanted to fish some spots. The water's dropped a foot and a half since I've been out there. We're going through and we're talking to other boaters as they pass by us, and they're unhappy with this lake completely.
Never been here before, and I'm not impressed yet.
And as we're looking, as we're going, there's dead fish all along in this creek. Now, we just had a huge heat wave come through that lasted 5 days, so maybe the water temperature shot up so high it started killing off fish, and they weren't happy, and they were leaving the lake that we were going to. So I'm kind of concerned about that. But we get to the other side and we stretch out, and the wind is just ripping. The water is chocolate milk where we started. And I was like, oh, this isn't gonna work. And then we shot to the other side and to fish some docks out of the wind and got nothing. I mean, we fished a whole line of docks and didn't get one bite. Throwing jigs, throwing wacky worms, throwing rat around, throwing glide around, looking at isolated weed clumps, nothing. So I figured, what the hell, let's go back to the other side of this lake where all the laydowns are and fish it. So we stretch out to the other side and we start fishing down trees, and there's a lot of rock on the ledge, so we start running square bills, just bouncing off of everything. Nothing's happening there, and we are starting to freak out a little bit because now it's coming up on like 10:30, 11 o'clock. We figured, well, we got cut off by another boat that went from one side to the other and cut us off from fishing more of that shoreline. So we just fired up and went back to Lake Tetonka to try it out over there. There was some offshore stuff that I had found, a lot of rock. Figured, what the hell, go give it a shot. Well, one of the rock areas that we came up to, the guys leading team of the year were out there fishing it. So I go over and ask them if I could fish the upper end of this rock hump.
I just wanted to fish back here where it shallows up.
The other side?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Thanks for asking.
And which he was cool about it, and that was phenomenal of him to allow us to do that. You know, instead of just jumping on the spot, the lake's big enough I can go anywhere, but I did want to fish that area, so I figured be respectful and go ask him if he minds if I fish the upper side of that. You could see stuff on the graph. We don't know if they were carp, if they were bass, or what. I mean, they could have been just about anything. There was rock and there was weeds, and we figured, what the hell, throw some square bills, throw some top waters, and just see if we can't get something to bite. Give us a clue, basically, on what the fish want. Well, all of a sudden, Cody ends up bowing up into a fish. And
Giant.
it's big, and he's fighting it, and gets it up to the boat, and it came up, and that tail just kind of come up, and it was a muskie. It was a freaking muskie. Awesome. He got a bend in the rod, which is something we didn't have. So we fished like that for another 30 minutes. And nothing really happened after that. I decided, well, let's go beat some more shoreline. There's a couple more laydowns. It doesn't look like anybody's been this direction. Let's go try it. I know it's dirt shallow. What do we got to lose at this point? I mean, we still got 0 fish, and it is pushing 12 at this time. So we start beating shoreline, and we come up to one scroungily little tree. Cody's re-rigging and trying to get some stuff set back up and putting a new worm on, and he spills a little bit of garlic on himself and in the boat. And so I'm not worried about that chartreuse garlic being in my carpet. It does wash out. It comes out eventually. But this is how all that turned out.
What? Spill it on you?
Yeah, all over my hands.
It does come out of everything eventually. It doesn't stay in it. Smell it though.
Yeah.
Fish be jumping in the boat now. Fish, fish.
That. Fish will be jumping in the boat now.
Oh my God. 12:30 and we've got our first bass. Oh.
He must have smelled it.
Oh my God. Dude. I was thinking this wasn't going to be a video at all. One bass. That is something, and it's 2 pounds. Nice. Bass number 1, 2 pounds. Very thankful to have this. Very thankful.
Yeah, so that fish right there just kind of saved the day. We weren't skunked, we weren't gonna zero, and kind of put one little piece into the puzzle that we weren't figuring out at all. I mean, there was just pieces everywhere, and we had one piece, and now we needed to connect another one. I figured, what the hell, we'll use the big motor, we'll just run to a spot, we'll fish the hell out of it, and then run to another spot. And that's what we did. We'd run to a dock, fish it, and you know, just 1 or 2 isolated docks, and then use the big motor to get to the next one. And we did that for quite some time, and I was like, screw it, we're running out of time again. Let's shoot to the other side of this lake where there is a good stretch of docks and fish it. Now we're fighting for position at this point, and we're not people to go and cut somebody off, but we need to put ourselves in a better position. We looked over and we didn't see anybody fishing it. Well, there was our trail director who was tucked in between some docks, didn't see him there. So we had shot over and we started fishing a dock, and something magical happened there.
Got him?
Yep. Nice one. Keeping that.
Yes. Number 2. Good job, dude. Way up under there too, huh?
Yep.
Sorry, I kind of dumped your stuff. Working it slow.
Yeah. Where's that scale at?
It looks like a good 2.
Thanks.
Yep.
Well, that feels good.
Yeah. Good job, dude.
271.
Good.
All right, so Cody, catching that bass right there at the end was freaking awesome. Made us feel a lot better. We ended up the day with 2 bass for 5.4 pounds, which was good enough for 3rd place. I know, right? 3rd place on Tetonka with 2 bass. 4 other teams were not as fortunate as us to at least get their hands on a bass, and I mean, I feel horrible for that. I don't wish anybody not to catch fish at all. That hurts. I've been down that road and I know what it feels like. That's what happens as it comes for Team of the Year points. I don't know where we're gonna sit because the guys that were in 1st place were the guys that one of the guys that zeroed, unfortunately. So I don't know where we're at. I didn't plan on that scenario. I don't know where they're gonna fall in the aspect of places and points. So we're gonna let the directors all figure that stuff out and see where we end up at the Tournament of Champions. Me and Cody are gonna be going to Lake Minnetonka for our championship round and hoping that we pull off a win there with a couple big ones at least. We can catch all our big ones that we didn't catch throughout the year in this one tournament. That would be phenomenal. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna end this video here. So y'all do y'all's YouTube thing. I will try to do mine a little bit better. And until next time, y'all keep living right.